cool.
I did a lot of research. I didn't even know some of this stuff.
Really? What did you not know?
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell here at the Crofoot in Pontiac, Michigan with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey there, everybody. My name is DeathbyRomy, and we are playing the Crofoot tonight for our first sold-out headline here in Pontiac.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I understand this all started with a Hannah Montana notebook.
Yes, it did. I love that you know that. I actually made a little shout-out to Miss Hannah last night, which is not an anecdote I've ever shared on stage before.
Oh, no kidding?
But when I was 5 years old, my first, big realization for what I wanted to do came from watching Hannah Montana for the first time.
Yeah. That was over at, Sully's house?
Yes. Yes, it was. I love that you know that.
You guys would, write in the notebook on, the tour, or I'm sorry, not the tour bus, on the school bus.
School bus turned to a tour bus. Yeah.
Full circle.
Hell yeah.
Did the idea of a double life kind of provide some food for thought, or?
I don't think I was so much drawn to the double life aspect as much as I was just immediately drawn to the fact that this young girl got to be a pop star.
Yeah.
And I knew I loved music and singing already. And I don't think I considered that me as a kid could eventually do that. So
Right.
Seeing a kid do it made that dream feel immediately possible and tangible for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And perhaps you got a taste of how the other half lives when your mom was a personal chef for Demi Moore.
Absolutely. Yes, I did. Yeah, I came from pretty humble upbringings to parents who were big-time hustlers and who had no idea what they were going to do when they actually first found out they were having a kid. They started the catering company, and my mom started chef work to, start taking care of me.
For sure.
Yeah, and it developed from the personal cooking into catering, and I worked with them in that company for years, actually.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you certainly weren't born with a silver spoon, working since you were 10 years old.
Yep.
Including as an assistant manager of a poke restaurant.
Yep, at 16, I was
Oh
the
my
assistant
gosh.
manager at the Poke Shack.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you remember from that?
It was horrible. Assistant manager was an excuse to have me doing way more work than any 16-year-old under any position should have been doing. I was chopping the tuna, I was washing dishes, I was making the bowls, I was trying to boss around my fellow employees who were all fully grown adults and obviously did not want to listen to me. I was unloading trucks.
Yeah.
I was dealing with a manager. It was definitely a drug front. It was an interesting time.
How important is it, would you say, to trust your gut in this life?
I think it's the most important thing for anyone, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah. Would you care to elaborate?
I believe that everyone has an intuition, and it's up to us whether we want to choose to acknowledge and listen to and lean into it or not. And time again, my intuition has just proven to be correct.
Yeah.
Don't want to say I'm always right, but I've learned to trust my gut.
Well, and it's almost even a survival instinct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're of the belief that ultimately only your own mind can eat you alive?
I do agree with that, yeah.
That's probably all the more reason to be really cautious of how we ingest what other people are saying and whatnot.
Absolutely. I'm very sensitive about everything I ingest, from how much media to what kind of media, what kind of movies I watch, what kind of music I listen to, everything. Yeah.
I understand you feed off of fear, though, specifically the fear of being a failure when it's all said and done.
Sure, yeah.
Not to put words in your mouth.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't often look at that as even being an option, but there has been many moments in my life when I treat this like it is life or death, regardless of whether that's really the case or not, because I feel like that is the kind of tenacity and attitude you have to achieve something when you haven't just had a million opportunities handed to you.
For sure.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it's not your time to go yet, having even been kicked out of several cemeteries and...
I'm dead. Do you know that? Okay. Yeah, a couple, not several.
Okay, fair enough. Appreciate the clarification. On that note, though, I'm glad to see that getting booted from 6th grade choir didn't completely kill your spirits.
No, it didn't. I got kicked out of 6th grade choir. They told me I couldn't sing with the group. I I guess I didn't have perfect pitch, or maybe I was too good. That's what some people try to tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that. But I also failed to get into the vocal department at an arts high school that I really wanted to get into. And I didn't let either of those things stop me.
Yeah, look at you now.
Yeah.
Was there any stage fright performing Marry the Night by Lady Gaga in the talent show?
You know what's crazy is the last time I wore this neon pink was actually when I was in that full leg cast I was in when I performed in my school's talent show.
And it still fits?
The cast does not fit.
Okay.
I broke my leg like a few weeks prior to that talent show. I was already short, fat, and had braces, and nobody liked me. But I knew I could sing.
Yeah.
And I cared to show it off because I personally enjoyed it so much.
Of course.
So all those things against me, was still in a wheelchair at that point.
Yeah.
And I performed in the talent show. I wheeled my way all the way up to the stage, and then with crutches, like hobbled to the mic and then just put them down and stood there and sang. Yeah.
Was it like an ice skating accident or something?
It was.
Like, what happened?
So, no, I'm not much of an ice skater, but I was ice skating with my little cousin B, and
Shout out.
I was trying to go help her out. I think she was like really struggling on the ice, and she was quite a nervous kid, so I felt bad. I was trying to navigate towards her to help her out, and this huge man zooming on ice skates completely cut me off, damn near bumped into me, and I just smacked down into the ice immediately. Broke my leg in 2 areas, discovered a tumor you probably know about too.
I actually didn't.
It's not cancerous, guys. I just had it checked again. I'm fine.
Well, glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Do you still like to perform full moon rituals?
I have not done one in a long time, but yes, I do. And the last time I got to practice that kind of stuff was a few months ago with my dear friend Tasha.
Shout out again.
Yes.
Did scary stories to tell in the dark frighten the living daylights out of you, or were they pretty tolerable?
They scared me and I liked it.
Oh, really?
And I accredit those books to first really getting me into that kind of like feeling of adrenaline. And like, you know, my fascination with the macabre that I developed very early was partially in thanks to those books.
Wow.
Yeah, especially the artwork in those.
Yeah.
Pretty intense for kids'
Oh,
books,
is it?
which questionable, but I love it.
We'll have to check it out.
It's sick. You're not familiar.
I'm not.
Oh my
I was
God.
introduced thanks to you.
You got to check those out. They're
Okay,
cool books.
will do.
Yeah, they stand up to this time.
I get the sense that you aren't afraid to be yourself, but was it tough to stand up to bullies while in a wheelchair growing up?
It was not easy being unapologetically myself and in a wheelchair when I was in 6th grade. Kids are cruel, and it's easier to, you know, bend to what is cool and what is accepted at that time, because as humans, we all long for a sense of community and belonging and connectedness. And even though I, of course, had that longing just as much as everyone else, I refused to stop doing what I liked. And something that mattered to me more than connection was my ability to express myself through the way I dressed and presented myself outwardly. And even though that meant I was viewed as weird or not cool, I refused to let that go. And it wasn't easy, but I'm really grateful that I've always had that, because thanks to that, I have developed such a confident sense of self. And I think self-expression is an act of rebellion, and
sure.
It's one of the few that we are all entitled to. Yeah.
Absolutely. Relationships can be crippling at times, since you feel as though loving someone so much can essentially be the death of your own being.
Yes. I've experienced some feelings like that before in relationships.
And you developed a deeper love for yourself as well as a lust for life thanks to Pacific Quest.
Absolutely. Wow. That is crazy. I can't believe you have this like memorized too. Yes, as I'm super open about, I struggled with depression and suicidality a lot of my teenage years, and I hit a wall. Everything became my own mind became inescapable, and thankfully my mother was a huge advocate for me and my mental health, and she sent me away to an incredible program called Pacific Quest that really helped me regain an appreciation for my life that I never had before.
Absolutely.
I know not all outpatients are that good. I can't advocate for all of them, but that program did a lot for me.
But you're a success story.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Death by Romy?
I'm curious what my fans think about the fact that I'm wearing color these days. I'd like them to comment on it. Not that I care, but I would like to know what you guys think.
Yeah.
Because, as you can see, I'm wearing pink today.
Love it.
And the vinyl for Hollywood Forever, the first edition, was pink as well. And though I'm very vocal about this, no one sees me in color, and my favorite color is pink.
Really?
I've been really enjoying it.
Well,
so,
looks great to me.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It was great chatting with you. Best wishes with everything coming your way.
Thank you so much. And if you haven't, check out my recent album, Hollywood Forever.
There you have it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is Death by Romy. Thanks for watching.
Bye.